getting colder. Of course, here it's not that cold compared to other places. All right, welcome to the new year. Yeah, the world's on fire, and the U.S. has a little bit of a wake-up call. Yeah, welcome to the new norm. Maybe not on that level of news events. What happened in Las Vegas and was it New Orleans? Yeah, I'm not surprised. Almost like a ritual there. So yeah, people think they're being saved and all of that, and then yeah, maybe not so much. Yeah, and for a major test. Yeah, I would say 2020 stuff is gonna come back some form. Not exactly. Uh, I don't know if there's not gonna be a pandemic, but there'd be something else. So yeah, if you think everyone thinks they won or whatever it is. Yeah, well, sure. And tests just keep on coming. We'll see. It's too early to tell. Was it January, February? Feels like something might unlock, whatever it might be. So what I felt like months ago was when my boss died. I felt it before he died. I didn't know he was going to die, but I felt something was going to come in, and he'd pass. I feel like what is coming in hasn't showed up yet. It might have been some of it might have been diverted, but I get February, so yeah, it's a slow burn. I don't know what it is. I guess we'll find out soon enough. It won't be a pandemic, though. I don't think it'll be that. They've already done that one, so, but just when you think everything's going to be la-di-da, yay, it's like, it's not going to happen. We went through Biden and whatever, the corpse, and now we have, the next phase of screw you. Yeah, so I think the grass is greener. Well, think again. So, telecom, yeah, private sessions. There's a scheduler. I have a shop here. Oh, come on, it's not working. So if we got Camilla or Kamala, whatever her name is, then we have to deal with that crap. And a slow burn of death. With this, we feel like we're alive, but we're taking one beating after the other. It's like having a psychotic ex-girlfriend. I'm not gonna go into the details of that. Well, yeah, like slash your tires and all that shit. It's kind of like that. So either we deal with Biden part 2 with the Kamala and just feel like we're alive but half dead, or like turning into literally just being devoured like a turkey. What is it? Was you getting carved like a turkey? Whatever you call it. Whatever. Carved to bits and pieces and all that, but now we have Trump. I think everything's going to be great and everything, and then the party's over. So it's going to take for the party. Yeah, June, July. Yeah. We're just it can get very much worse, but yeah, we'll find out. So galactic trauma energies. And this one's obviously a sensitive subject matter. There's different ways of looking at it. Some are like obsessed with saving the children, which some of them are astrally. But you still have to focus on this life, and not exactly saving. It's part of the angelic self, you can say, as a sensitive subject matter, because it's on an individual basis, because some feel like they can help others, but they can't help themselves. It is another way of going outward instead of inward. Of course, you gotta do what you gotta do wherever your heart desires. But if you feel like you're kind of avoiding yourself, you know, looking for something else to grab onto and not focus on oneself, yeah. Just because you're a galactic being doesn't mean you have self-love. So there's that. Uh, yeah. Either way. So yeah, and that's where it goes into like spiritual delusion. Well, because you might, yeah, some individuals they see things how they want to see it. Even if you're becoming galactically aware, they see whatever they feel like saying. You want constant positivity. I don't know, because the inner self is filled with turmoil. So is self-hate. Can't seem to just find some inner clarity to calm the chaos down from within the self, which is easier said than done. So you're looking for positivity, like a life raft or rope to grab onto. Of course, it's easier said than done. Of course, some feel like they've been tortured here, and yeah, there's some of that, or a lot of that, pending. Of course, if you watch politics, it's like a mental mind control there. Just mind screw. Yeah. So the galactic traumas, yeah, it can go through, obviously the destruction of a planet, the Orion Wars, or any type of galactic war. Obviously, Mars is psychotic, having your soul taken out and put into another body. Jeez. Yeah, everything you can pretty much think of. I think the soul swap thing is kind of messed up, especially when they erase your mind and everything, but something's not right. Jeez. Or those that incarnate here and not aware of, they think they got it all. When they incarnate here, they think they got it all figured out. Like, oh, I could take on this planet, and they end up wrong. Well, they end up attracting what they need to learn, and it can be very vicious. It's like connected to a gang or something like gang warfare or whatever it might be, and heal one's darkness there. So, yeah, that's overcoming the bad decision and moving forward if you want to. Yeah, moving forward instead of just being a victim forever. If you have the opportunity to move forward, it's not always the case. Sometimes you have to sit there and deal with it. But eventually there's a time to move on. Obviously I'm being general with everything, but alright, so going to Syrians. Syrians have been feeling more connections there in the Middle East. Yeah, Dubai and all of that, just Saudi Arabia. There's, let's see, there's like a middle ground where you can see the reality a little bit more clearly, depending on where you are spiritually, like within yourself. It's kind of like there's certain places in the world where you can kind of get a point of view of it's kind of like standing on a mountain or something like that of the main timeline. And there's places in the Middle East that's like that, where you can just see. Now there might be other places too, there probably are, but one of them is the Middle East. Doesn't mean you have to fly out to the Middle East to see the main timeline. It's just that's one of the places where you get a clear view. Because it's all the desert, and it's not exactly a place people want to live, really. And it's like, but there's a lot of crystal energies there. There's a lot of if you can handle the, it's got its issues, obviously. But if you need to see a certain part of reality, that's the place to go. Like you're sent to a certain place in the world, either to deal with other people's karma, or see the main timeline, or you're sent to certain locations for your mission, you could say. Or battling the Atlantean energy, like where I am, Crystal Skull energy is here too. I'm like right in the battlefront. Of course, I have a military base not too far away. It's kind of one of the main ones. I never hear about it or anything, but it is kind of odd. It's like a military base that nobody knows about. They know about it here, but of its importance is it's kind of like runs a lot of the ground operations in the Middle East and around the world, but you would never know that. So yeah, MacDill Air Force Base. It's kind of one of the main. It's like part of the deploying of troops and all that. But you would never know that. Why would that one be? I mean, I think it would be out of West Virginia or something like that, but no. So this is like a main. I'm not that cool. I'm like 45 minutes away from it, but you would never know that. It's just low key. Have you even been there for an air show when I was younger? And where I worked, there was a wedding there we were doing a job for. So I've been there. That's about it. Maybe Astro had been there. I don't know. I'm not sure if I need to connect to it astrally. So anyway, all right, we're going to all right, galactic traumas and see what comes of that. All right, blessings. Greens, we have Syrians. Well, you can say your world is an upgrade from ours in some ways, of going deeper into one's consciousness, into one's inner conflict. And it's like you have kind of to experience conflict to end it, to make bad decisions, to not make bad decisions. I mean, you're going to, but there's certain parts of your soul that you need to, like self-love, to really just to go down, just to hit rock bottom as a soul here, as some of you have experienced, and to find your way out. Well, it's like a hole in the soul. It has to be dug. It has to be filled up eventually. If you want to, move on with your life, you just have to go through the abuse of this reality, but it's there for a reason. You're attracted to go through it for a reason. Like you're pulled towards that situation. And your soul had to go through that, through the traumas, to mend your soul, to fix it, and to move forward. It's like, it literally is like a hole in the soul. So it's like if you continue like that, if you need to keep running into the same wrong people to heal yourself, to fix yourself, so be it. Because it's hard to ascend with this emptiness. Because once you experience the darkness and you're willing to heal it, your soul can actually move forward faster. Doesn't mean you're perfect. There's other challenges out there, but it truly is just like it's healing like a incomplete side of oneself. And for one to bring self-love. Self-love is very difficult, and because also the brainwashing here on the planet to tell you need to be a certain way, a certain being, you need to be these certain configurations, and a lot of worlds have that. And this one is very much into that. What is beautiful, what is not. So you feel if you're not beautiful and you're just, or attractive, and you feel like you need to go through this, but it's like you're better than this and you don't have to go through it, basically. And so you can move forward. And to just ascend to where you want to go. And it all abuse. Everybody goes through it, through their incarnation. If you truly want to grow, it's really going through your side of just you don't want to go through, but it really is necessary. Everybody has holes within themselves. It's probably a better way, wounds, whatever you want to call it, incomplete sides of themselves that need to be addressed, healed, and move forward. It's like a like a quilt that has like a part that needs to be mended. Like you have this beautiful quilt, but then there's parts that are not, don't have any patterns or nothing. You like the fabric is all gone, so it needs to be, re-quilted, re-fastened, fixed, healed, however you word it, so you can move on. Kind of like put a tattoo on it, whatever it might be. But as long as the foundation there is leveled, you just want to put something on there and then it falls apart again. The idea is for you to have a better ground there, because you're grounded, but your ground needs to be solid for you to go forward. Your road needs to be halfway decent. It might be bumpy, but at least it's filled in decently for you. How can you, if your grounding is not well, if it has issues, how can you handle difficulties here? Grounding is basically just you handle life's difficulties. Doesn't mean doesn't mean you have to be an expert at it. Doesn't mean, but you can handle it when life hits you. And yeah, it might, shatter a couple of windows within your energy field, but you can heal it. But it's where you get knocked down, you can get back up. If you're not grounded, you can get knocked down, and you're down for months, years, decades, depending on how much you hate yourself or don't like yourself or whatever it is. Yeah, you can do that for the rest of your life. Instead of just, not feel so embarrassed. It's like, okay, that wasn't great, but you need to move forward. And just moving forward is key, but also filling it with self-love or some kind of ground frequency. Because truly is to connect more to your potential. And those that want to help others, or and for those that feel like they need to help others constantly, some of it's self-love. They just have difficulties with it. I need to save everybody but myself. I'm not quite ready to focus on myself quite yet, even if life does kind of go in their direction. They're just not quite ready to accept themselves as who they are. You'd be surprised. No matter how many galactic connections you have. Well, you might have an incarnation as like a amphibian being or some, amphibian being is playing a banjo or something like that. So you'd be surprised. That could be very fulfilling. But then you have to put that down, be a human, and work on yourself. It's sometimes better just to play on a drum. Yeah, play on a drum all day. Well, eventually you gotta put that drum away and go work on what you need to, clear. You can't always do this in Andromeda or the Pleiades. I mean, you can work on parts of yourself, but you can, here in the that's why it's so physical here. It's really to just like that's why there's so much darkness here. It's kind of like you're laying yourself out on a table. It's like, okay, time to do some self-repair, you could say. Because these higher dimensional realms, it's hard to do that. You just come here and just face the facts and just even release, do a lot of your own inner surgery, releasing a lot and repairing it, and doing your own energy surgery and then moving forward. But you'd be surprised how much you're releasing here. I think some of you have ideas. So you come to the dark world and just dump it out here. Yeah, it's kind of a dumpster if you want to, look at it that way, but it's kind of like that. You leave your garbage here, and the earth will recycle, but it takes all your problems and all this, like, look, more stuff to throw at people. It's like, you might not want it, but somebody will grab it and use it against somebody else. It doesn't work on you anymore. It'll work on somebody else. So just remember that. Don't feel bad about that. You gotta dump your energy out. You gotta do a clearing, not worry about it. But you might run into somebody, possibly. This is rare. I was like, wow, this person's going through the same thing I did. It's like, wait a minute, maybe after I do my clearing, some entity grabbed all my crap and threw it on somebody else and tested them. It does happen. Not often. well, running into that person, but that person had to go through that challenge too, and you might actually help them get through it. You say some parents go through, it's like a parent goes through some kind of life difficulty, and their kids aren't going through similar situations. Depending on if the parent ever dumped this stuff to begin with. Sometimes they're just attracted. Say, hey, I want my kid to go through this hell just like me. Which is pretty bad if they do that. That does exist. So for traumas, yeah, there's just a lot. Obviously, we can't go into all the details of it. It goes on and on and on. And a lot of it's connected to the moon, how the moon's been removed and replaced, and however you want to look at it. And the moon has a lot of difficulties connected to it also because it's part of your clearing. So it's kind of like the moon is kind of like, it's like the button on the dishwasher. You kind of need that, but you hit the button, like the moon turns to like a certain time frame, and just everybody has to do a cleansing. And the world's gone insane. So it is like an inner wash of the soul, and that's why it rains and all that. It's kind of like being in the washing machine, you could say, which is releasing a lot of the emotions and everything. But it really is, you come here to see you see darkness within yourself and others. Usually it's just focus on yourself. You focus on everyone else, you'll never get out of here. And those that are calling all this propaganda, the World War IIIs, and they're just, they're just mind control, mind trickery that's going on then. It's just, so the one that would be doing that, like the propaganda for the media, obviously that soul is going to get a lot of karma for calling, all these false allegations the world's going to go through, and never does. And profiting off of it, it will come back to them karmically. Might not even be allowed on this planet ever again. They keep causing trouble. It's like, okay, you're allowed to be here for this time, but after you're incarnate, after you exit, you can't come back. So those are big in the media and causing all this difficulty. So, all right, blessings.